if you look at Jude, when they were contesting against the body of Moses, Michael did not say, because I still stay with God, hey, I bind you, I did this and that. Because they were equal in rank, in power, in authority, in everything. Even though Michael is still with God, Michael could only invoke the name of God, who is their superior, who is the boss of the two of them, and said, I rebuke you, the Lord rebuke you. And Satan had to let go. All right, so how did Lucifer then become Satan? Now, the word Satan means a deceiver, a tempter, somebody who manipulates, a manipulator. You understand? So, because of the activity of Lucifer, when he was cast out of heaven, he was sent to the earth, and he became the ruler of the earth. He controlled, he governed the earth until the earth and the heavens were destroyed. And then when the new order was set in motion, man was put in place rather than him. Now, contrary to general opinion of people, Satan is not omnipotent, that is not all powerful. Satan is not omniscient, is not all knowing. Satan is not omnipresent, is not everywhere at the same time. All right, that's why he has what we call a kingdom. What's a kingdom? That is a structure on ground through which he administers his rule, his authority, his intention. Now, according to the same Bible, we were told that a third of the host of heaven, the angels, followed Lucifer. Now, if you look at what the Bible calls a third, we're told in the Bible that the numbers of angels are innumerable. That is, they cannot be numbered. They cannot be numbered means that when you get to the end of the numerals that man can conjure, that man can imagine, you still continue to count. That's what we mean by uncountable. All right. Now, a third of those angels followed Lucifer. So you can see the staggering numbers of angels. Now, these angels that followed Lucifer, which the Bible said they left their first estate, now came with the hierarchy in heaven, and then they became what we know as devils or demons or principalities, and also all sort of names we give them. They carry out the plans and purposes and intention of Satan, which is to thwart or contest or oppose the will of God in man. All right, many things are being attributed to Satan that sparks of complete ignorance, because it's not omnipotent, it's not omniscient, but it's very, very, very intelligent. It's a very, very intelligent being, very, very clever, very, very deceptive. Now, his purpose is to portray evil as being good. So in other words, he offers you something good that requires you to do something evil. Another thing we must know about Lucifer that became Satan is that it doesn't work completely independent of God. According to some of the things we see in the Bible, you will find out that everything Satan has to do requires some certain permissions from God. As a matter of fact, Satan is a tool in the hand of God to execute his eternal plan. So some of us have the mentality and the understanding that Satan is so powerful, sometimes he even do things to thwart God. No, Satan is condemned, is defeated. When we say Satan is defeated, we're talking about both in the past, in the present, and in the future. All right. So all the things that Satan does are within the purview of what God allows him to do. So what is the problem of Satan with man? Like I said earlier on, the archangels have their own will. They can act independently of God because they know what God wants. They are archangels. They stand before God. Now, when man was created to have that kind of privilege. All right. However, because man had that privilege, man's position becomes a threat to Satan. Again, there is a common misconception about Satan, and that is the fact that they call Satan the choir master in heaven. There is no choir master in heaven, actually. You have not committed any offense if you call him the choir master in heaven. Why that came about is that the Bible describes Satan as a perfect being. In fact, he is the only creature described in the Bible as being perfect. No flaws, nothing imperfect about him. Everything about him was made perfect. Now, there are things that were mentioned like tabrets, strings that were mentioned in his creative properties. Now, these names are synonymous with music. That's why people call him the music master in heaven. All right. Now it is actually designed and made for worship. That's Lucifer. It was designed and made for worship. You know, the Bible tells us that the angels worship God day and night. So everything about him was perfect, nothing flawed. How imperfection came, because the Bible says until imperfection was found in him, the Bible was silent about that. Like I told you earlier on, the Bible's focus is not on Satan but on God. All right, but imperfection was found. That imperfection is not in his characteristic component but in his activity. Now let's talk a little bit about the hierarchy or the kingdom of Satan or the kingdom of the devil. Now you recall that there are hierarchy in heaven. In other words, God has layers of authority through which everything he created is being governed. Now, Apostle Paul, using the hierarchy in the Roman army, tried to describe this host. You know, Apostle Paul was using principalities, powers, dominions, rulers, and so on and so forth. In a similar sense, that's what obtains in heaven. Now, when Lucifer was cast or thrown out of heaven, and he became Satan in operation and in character and in deeds, he copied that hierarchy. So we have demons, that is fallen angels that follow Satan, that were defeated, that are in control of different areas, different aspects of life and humanity or the existence. Who reports to another demon, who report to another principal demon, on and on until it gets to Satan. All right. Now there are certain demons that cannot go to certain places or certain people. You understand? These are hierarchies. The lowest in this hierarchy are the human agents, those who have sold their souls for power or for position or for wealth, those who have allowed demons to occupy them, to live in their body. These are the lowest in the rank and file of the host of darkness, and those are the ones we fear the most because they live amongst us, but they are the lowest. There are many misconceptions about Satan, and there are many ignorance, but what I want us to know is that the Bible is particularly silent on a lot of things about Satan. All right, but our focus should be on Christ. Our focus should be on God, because through him we have victory. All right, I hope you're able to learn something today. Have a blessed day. God bless you.